Daniels has released a statement and I want us to look at it. Welcome to Topicsco TV. We're going to be analyzing her statement. It's going to be a long one, so please just bear with me. I personally don't want to continue talking about the whole thing because I had a bias, to be honest, that she was going to go back, but it's getting more serious by the day. So this was released by her 7 hours ago. So we're just going to start. So this is our Instagram page. This is from my Instagram page, and these statements were released by Regina. So according to her, she says that Ned, how could you lie so openly and without even small remorse? You know my family has absolutely nothing to do with this. You have always tried to cut them off because of the bond we share, and now you are trying to make them look bad for no reason. So let's start from there. She said, you have always tried to cut them off because of the bond we share. Hmm. What kind of bond is Regina talking about? Is it a marital bond? Is it a diabolical bond? Is it an emotional bond? Because if it is a marital bond, that's a bond that has to do with marriage, then you wouldn't want to cut off your in-laws, or even if you have issues with them, it's not going to be like blatantly. So what type of bond is Regina talking about? And she goes on to say, and now you are trying to make them look bad for no reason. Then she goes on to say, fine, I did drugs. Regina, baby, how would you admit that? Alright, let's go on. So she says, so what? Is that even the issue between us? So it goes back to the question, what type of bond? Is there something beyond what everybody is talking about? It says, the moment we had a fight, you rushed to the public shouting, drugs, 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 because you knew it would make a perfect story for the media, something dramatic enough to distract everyone from the real issue. Wow, this is not funny, guys. What exactly is the real issue? You want to find a reason to arrest everyone around me so that I will have no one left beside me. No friend, no support, no safe place to turn to. Then, when I'm completely isolated and broken, I will be forced to come back to you because I will have nowhere else to go. That has always been your strategy. Break people down, make them weak and powerless, and then have your way with them. But guess what? It is not going to work this time. Not anymore. Now, you guys will recall that Regina is Nwoko's sixth wife. He has had 5 other wives before her. And according to the rumor mill and what people have been saying online, that there seems to be a repeated pattern anytime these women want to leave Nwoko. So basically, he marries them very young, at impressionable ages of 18, 19, 20. And by the time they become more matured and realize, okay, this arrangement does not make any sense, the modus operandi, according to the rumor mill and people who have spoken of in the past, is that allegations will be made against these women that they are abusing substances. and they are not in their right state of mind. Now, if you guys will recall, sometimes ago, I think a year or 2 years ago, one of the man's wives from Morocco, Lala Chachani, also had a similar experience when she came to the media and said she was leaving him. But under what circumstances they were able to bring her back to the marriage, we cannot say. But we saw that she came back, did an apology, and apologized to him. So that's what Regina is talking about, that is your strategy. And that's a classic playbook of a narcissist. A narcissist will want to isolate people, okay, make themselves look like the victim in a scenario that they caused for themselves, okay, and have people use people as flying monkeys to affect the mental state of the proposed victim. This is not, this thing that is playing out with Regina is not new. Okay, it's classic textbook narcissist gameplay. All right, and let's continue. Let me not go ahead of myself. So then she goes on to say, you say you want me to go for rehab, but you are the same Ned who always wanted me high, because in your words I am sexier when I am high. You liked me that way because it made me wild and romantic, exactly how you wanted me to be. Regina is saying that Nwoko has some weird actual fantasies and he likes them high. Alright, let's go on. Why don't you also tell them how you force yourself on me whenever I say no? That's a very serious allegation there. You know, in Nigeria, we don't talk so much about spousal rape when spouses actually forcefully have their way on their women, because in Nigeria this is believed that once you are married your partner cannot force themselves on you. But Regina is saying, tell them how you force yourself on me. And those are very serious allegations. You know, if we lived in a working society, this would be a very perfect ground for someone to step down from whatever public office is holding until investigations are carried out. But you see, this is a shithole place. So let's move on. She goes on to say, why don't you tell them how you lock me up, seize my phone, and suddenly declare me mentally unstable the moment I say no? This moment I say I no longer want to be in this relationship. But once I change my mind just to get out of that locked room, suddenly I am fine again. I'm no longer mentally unstable, and apparently